How are you both?
We're
Good.
good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I have my flower tea here today.
Excellent.
Flower tea.
That's
What
always
flower
good.
is the question?
A pea something. It's blue.
Oh,
Pea, like Patagonia?
It might be. I don't know. I should get before it's up. I'm going to run in the other room and get it. My friend Roz gets it, and she said you should try this. And now I'm addicted.
that's great.
Florida.
Florida, here we are.
We're here.
But we're right here, Rich. We're right here. You're there. We're here. It's like we're this close.
I know, right? I thought of see me,
Feel me.
Right.
Touch me. Yes.
I just, do you know one of the first plays that I saw? Could this be true? I think one of the first plays that really made an impact on my life was Bye Bye Birdie at St. Carlos High.
Really? That's
So that it's so interesting that a show we did, I was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
And a show we did way back then, what was it, 1977, I'm guessing, something in there. And it's just incredible that we still talk about it, and we still get, anybody that saw it says it was, the quality of it was not high schoolish. We really put on a show.
I think it really was the thing that said, yeah, I want to continue with this, because I remember you stood out to me, and I say, I wanted to do that. I had done acting in junior high school and throughout, baby steps. I was the big Z at Camp Harazim and all that, but your show, and then I remember, I don't know when it was, but we were in the drama room. I think it was the next year. I was a freshman, and I said, I was looking up at the wall where your name was, and Shelley's name was, and I guess it was somewhere. And you said, your name can be up there. So thank you for that.
I'm glad I wasn't a jerk.
Oh, no, not at all. By the way, everyone, Matt Creeks and Angel Bates Creeks.
There we are. We're very excited to be sharing time with you.
Yes.
And excited about what will unfold in this conversation.
I know, I'm taking a raft today. We're all on this raft in this river of your lives and your creations. And I haven't done a married couple at the same time before.
Oh.
Well, good. We're the first.
I love it.
It's like we're the Lovins.
Right.
The Lovins. So talking about marriage, how did you two artists meet?
Oh, that's a story.
Yeah. He was wearing a brown dress.
Well, I spent, 23 years doing theme park shows, between several theme parks, and Universal Studios Hollywood was probably the pinnacle of my theme park success. I still think I hold the record for the most amount of shows done by one performer in a theme park. Yeah.
The mayor of entertainment.
And mayor of entertainment.
I don't know. I love performing. I love being on stage. And anyway, I was doing the Miami Vice action stunt show, the Miami Vice stunt spectacular thing. And it was closing. And I thought, oh man, I had done that show for 6 years. And I'm like, what am I going to do next? And I saw auditions for the Flintstones show. So I went to the audition for Ed McRock. The storyline was that Fred was going to be at a Star Search audition.
So like Ed McMahon.
Yeah, it was Ed McMahon. So I was going to audition for the Ed McRock part.
Right.
And I'm just kind of waiting my turn, and the director came up to me and she said, she kind of looked me over and she said, "Can you yabba dabba do?" I'd never tried it. I'm like, I don't know. And I went, "Yabba dabba do."
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
And she said, "Thank you," then I was Fred, and I did like all the commercials. And so Angel was a rock video dancer. She was a dancer in the show.
I was a dancer in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did several different characters. We just dance around them while they're walking around town or whatever. I was like a pregnant lady at one point, or walking a dog. You flew the pterodactyl airlines, and I was a stewardess. Or a flight attendant, sorry. At the end, we would do a rock video that Fred Flintstone would star in, and I was one of the dancers in that. So we did the Twitch. If you remember that from the B-52s. Hey, everybody, this is the Twitch. So, yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah, it is. And it's interesting.
It was that brown dress, wasn't it?
It was the brown dress and sandals.
I always call it the orange. She couldn't keep her eyes off the chubby guy with the orange dress and blue tie. That was always my line. But we didn't. I mean, we were both in other relationships at the time.
Yeah. So we were just friends.
Yeah, we just we knew each other because we were in the same cast.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in a relationship where I had already been cheated on, and she was in an abusive relationship to some degree. And the interesting thing, it was the day that OJ did the car chase, the famous day of the Bronco, white Bronco.
Yeah.
And Universal had asked me to do a private event for a company that had bought out the park. So I was just walking around, hey, how you doing? And being Fred Flintstone and yabba dabba do and all that stuff. And
all the time.
And then in between the meet and greets, we were all riveted to the TV screen watching the car chase. Well, it was also cold as the top of the hill can be in LA, and foggy. And I developed laryngitis. And the next day I was supposed to work and I had no voice.
And no one to come in for you.
Yeah, and nobody come in for me. And I went
to have a backup?
Well, I had backups, but they were busy.
They just weren't available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did, shows been canceled for technical difficulties. And then we would go out there and just take pictures. I wouldn't talk. Wilma would do all the talking.
Yeah. That was Linda.
Yeah, right. And in between those meet and greets, we'd go to the break room, and she and I struck up a conversation where I wrote everything. And, we just
talk.
Yeah.
Read and talk.
And that was the moment that the relationship kind of fused. I wish I had those notes. Wouldn't that be great? I have no idea what we talked about, but that was the moment where we kind of were like, why aren't we together? And we've been together. Last year was our 25th wedding anniversary, and just going strong.
Yeah. With two, I would say little ones, but that passed a long time ago. They're now they're both taller than me, but our son is past him at 15. So.
Yeah, 14 actually. Yeah. So, and they love the arts, and they just did a production of
Sister Act,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And
both of them in the same show.
He played the bad guy.
Yeah, the Harvey Keitel character from the movie.
Yes.
But what I saw in Josh when he was on stage was, I think what I realized early on was I had confidence. I felt like you watched me and you were like, I could do that. I watched Elvis Presley and said, I could do that.
Right.
True. And then I remember watching the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and he had Jimmy Stewart on. And he asked Jimmy, of all the acting that you've done, what do you think is your secret? And he said the words that stuck with me. He said, well, I don't do a Jimmy Stewart impression, sorry, but he said, I just try and make the words on the page sound like they're coming off the top of my head. And that resonated with me. I'm like, okay, you just make it sound your own. And I felt comfortable doing that, and I had confidence doing that. And I was Fred Flintstone and Beetlejuice and a Blues Brother, and I don't know. I've just, whatever they let me do, I would do.
He was at one point. He was in, I think, 4 shows all at the same time at the
3 shows in
Was it
one
3?
day.
No, because you Western Sun Show, um,
The Star Trek
Flintstones, Star
adventure
Trek,
in Miami
and
Vice.
Miami
This is before
Vice.
Flintstones.
Yeah,
So yeah, in one day, the and I
yeah.
remember there
He
was a
was busy.
yeah. I remember somebody, a guest from at the park, went to guest relations and left a note. We would always get these notes, and they were like, "Don't you have anybody else that can do this
Oh
show?"
my gosh. Did you ever go like to the Star Trek wearing the Fred Flintstone?
No, no, no. But I did do. I remember starting the Miami Vice show because I was the only guy with a microphone.
Wow.
So I remember starting the Miami Vice show, going, "Welcome to the Star Trek." No, welcome to the Miami Vice show. Yeah, so I forgot where I was.
No. Oh my God. These stories are like, yeah. It just takes me back. I mean, because we all, so many of us went to the theme parks and probably experienced both of you. So it was, it's those memories.
Yeah, it started with me. I mean, in my junior year of high school, I also started working at Marine World Africa USA. That was the first park. I was a tour guide, and me, Frank Lombardo, and Rob Mulder.
Oh,
Yeah, we were all tour guides there. I started dipping corn dogs. I started in, flipping burgers
yeah.
and just waiting for my chance to, talk to people, and perform. And yeah, but that's where it started. And
Now,
then,
I fell into it. I didn't.
yeah, true.
I
Angel was a
I
full-on
was
dancer.
off going on tour with people and
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli.
You remember Milli Vanilli?
yeah, yeah. Now, what was it? Did you first start acting or singing, or Angel?
I started dancing and then added singing and then added acting. So I just kind of added each piece on as I went along. Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, a beautifully gifted dancer. I mean, stunning. When she did the stupid Flintstone show, she stood out. Her technical moves, she was just precise, and her energy, flowed through her dance, and she caught my eye for sure.
I know where this is going. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were going to tell them how, but in real life, I'm a klutz.
Oh, well, that's
yeah.
Oh, my God.
An utter klutz.
I wasn't going to tell
life.
that, but it's
I
true.
tripped over my own shoes, but when I was dancing, something else took over, and I was able to perform with grace and energy. But when I'm home, I used to hit my shin on the same bedpost for like a year, as if it were supposed to move or something. I don't know.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but she trained at the Dance Theater of Harlem.
Dance Theater of Harlem, Alvin
Alvin
Ailey.
Ailey.
But I started with Lula Washington. That's there in California.
In LA.
In Los Angeles. Yeah.
Now, were you born in California?
No, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. But then my parents moved out here when I was about 3.5.
Okay.
Out there in LA, and when I was about 3.5. And so really California, Los Angeles is where.
Okay.
But she grew up in South Central LA. When you watch the movie Boys in the Hood, that's where she grew up.
Yes.
With a single mom, gunshots, helicopters. Your house was robbed.
Oh, I can't. We lost count.
But it was dance that got her out.
In connection to that, how does that, since you grew up with that, how does that transform into your art?
Well, for me, art was a saving grace, right? Because you're dealing with all of this trauma that's going on around you. And the best thing about studying dance with Lula was that she stayed in our neighborhood. So she was like a beacon of light in our neighborhood. And she took me under her wing and just said, let's keep going. We'll find scholarships for you. You should keep dancing. And so after a while, it was like I was there 5 days a week, after school, on the weekends, during the summer, just studying ballet, jazz, tap, African dance, all forms of modern dance, from Martha Graham to Lester Horton style. So like just everything. And so I just lived and breathed it. And it was a way for me. I was actually a very shy, actually an introvert, was very shy and introverted. But when I danced, I could express myself so much easier. And with that, it led to my voice and being able to like have confidence.
And that's
Then
where I
it
was
led
going.
to,
That's
you
where I
know,
was going with the story
yeah.
because so we're doing Flintstone show, we're together, and she gets an opportunity to audition for Andrew Lloyd Webber's Starlight Express in Las Vegas. Now, if you don't know the show, it's basically the little engine that could, and the whole show is on roller skates.
Yes.
And she had to sing for this audition.
Right.
And we picked this. And the first time I heard her sing, I was like, I mean, Angel, the voice is angelic, you know, because I mean, I was just like, why aren't you doing this?
Yeah.
You know, and so she got a lot of really, really honed her craft when she got that show in Las Vegas, and we left LA and left the bedrock and and went to Las Vegas, and we're there for
Almost 3 years.
something like that.
So you lived in Vegas for 3 years.
We did. Yeah, the show was there. I like to say I was a Las Vegas showgirl, but no, I was, but I was very close to them.
And you were singing on roller skates.
Singing on roller skates, singing Andrew Lloyd Webber music. Yes. Yeah.
And I got a gig there. They let me, I actually auditioned for the show twice because there was a character I liked quite a bit. And I'm actually, in hindsight, really happy that I didn't get it because my knees and my everything would be such a mess. I mean, these people were skating, you know, and dancing and on skates and wiping out sometimes.
Oh,
it was a crazy, crazy show.
Yeah.
I watched almost every show.
Yeah.
I was up in the booth.
He was working though.
Yeah, they gave me a job. It was the best entertainment gig ever. In the show, you hear a little boy's voice as he dreams of his trains coming to life. And
Which is what we became.
yeah, and I ran the computer that housed the little boy's voice. So every time it was time for him to talk, I hit the space bar. And I'm just making $600 a week to hit a space bar.
Meanwhile, I'm just, you know, crossing my fingers I don't crash into somebody, right?
oh my God. Did you ever do a little crash into anybody?
Didn't.
No, she was a very cerebral
was,
skater. And
yeah.
she,
You
yeah.
were focused.
Yeah, no injuries. Yeah, I didn't get injured until I stopped that show.
Yeah.
Oh, right. In the bedroom when you hit your leg on the bedpost.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
No, the bedpost. No.
What are you doing? Let's edit that out.
What? The bedpost? I didn't say anything. Now I'm turning red. Look, I'm almost as red as my cup.
Yeah. No, but that show, when she, you know, ended that show, that was her opportunity to go to, well, she did Chicago, the national tour of Chicago.
Yes.
And I stayed in Vegas. I was managing a show at the New York Hotel and Casino. And I was company manager of that while she was, this was our first year of marriage, you know, and then, yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's like, here you are, it's like, and you're separated during your first year. How does a couple deal with that?
You know, I mean, there were, especially when you've been cheated on and you don't fully know, you know, there were times for me where I got dramatic, not to her, but certainly I had to work through it myself, you know, because I was scared, you know, I didn't know, I couldn't get her on the phone. You know, the technology wasn't the same as it is now.
The Zoom
and these weren't available either, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, there was none of that. It was, we just talked on the phone. You know?
And we made it a point, I mean, we wouldn't go 6 weeks without seeing each other, but 6 weeks is still, you know, that's a stretch.
We only did that once, and it was difficult. I remember we were on the phone about a week before you were coming out, and like, what's the matter? And I go, I just want to see your face. That's all. Like I just was at that particular time. I was like, this is really hard. I just want to see your face.
My face was smaller then, but anyway.
Just as lovable now as it was.
Yeah.